There's always a story behind the menu. Every day a different venue. It's bound to be an adventure when you savor the flavors with me. Oh, savor the flavors with me.
Welcome to Savor the Flavors. My name is Brittany Allyn, and today I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas. Several things come into play as I'm choosing a place to have lunch, and I just had to share with you how I came about making today's choice. Each episode of Savor the Flavors starts with a theme song, and when I wrote the theme song, I set it to a bossa nova feel. And so when I came across the name of this restaurant, I knew I had to try it. Join me as I savor the flavors of Cafe Bossa Nova. I just love the atmosphere. It's great. All the bright colors are so inviting, and the music of Bossa Nova, you gotta love it. Anyway, when I travel and I visit a different country, I love to experience the local cuisine and also try to order in the native language. I'm still in the USA, however, I'm at a Brazilian restaurant, so the native language in Brazil is Portuguese, so I'm gonna give it my best shot. I decided to start with a Brazilian cocktail. It's the national cocktail of Brazil, called a caipirinha. It's muddled lime, cachaça, which is a Brazilian distilled alcohol. Ooh, it's very refreshing. Cachaça is similar to rum, and I thought it was going to be stronger, but it's very pleasant, very sweet. But the citrus aspect from the lime just really brightens it. It is a delicious cocktail. Caipirinha. Cheers. I just had to try the mandioca frita. Basically what that is, mandioca is the same thing as the yuca root, and they've taken it and deep fried it, and it's served with a piri-piri sauce, which is piri-piri. It's a hot sauce I'm not familiar with. I'm guessing it's Brazilian, and a ketchup mixture, and you dip it. Never had yuca root before. This is awesome. It's got a nice crunch on it. A little bit like a potato, but sweeter. And the sauce, very spicy, but I love it spicy. For my entree, I ordered the salpicao. It comes with a mista salad, which basically means mixed greens, and also a side of black beans, feijão. Arroz com feijão, rice and beans, is like a staple in Brazilian cuisine. Salpicao is served over rice. It's shredded chicken with peas, and it's topped with batata palha, which is basically shoestring potatoes or straw potatoes. Let me get into this here. It's sort of like a chicken salad. It's actually cold. The batata palha on top is that nice crunch from those shoestring potatoes. The peas are very fresh. It's chicken breast. It's all white meat. There's mayo in there, bringing it all together. Served over the rice. Get some of that. The rice is warm. Now the mista salad is just, like I said, a mixed green salad. They've got some mandarin oranges with it. A nice vinaigrette. Slightly sweet, perfect. And now that feijão, black beans. Nice and hot steam coming off of there. Those are delicious. They're spicy, just perfect, not too hot, and actually a real nice compliment to salpicao, which is like creamy, smooth. This gives you a little spice. I just just love trying new cuisine, something I've never had before. Though it has familiar ingredients, the way they're put together is like all new. It makes everything brand new to me. Absolutely delicious.
The day I visited Cafe Bossa Nova, it was sort of a dreary, cool March day, but that was on the outside. On the inside, it was a different story. The staff was warm and friendly, the ambiance bright and cheery, and what I ordered sort of struck me as the perfect meal for a hot summer day. On the menu, we have my Brazilian chicken salad, or salpicao, along with my smoky, spicy black beans and rice, and for dessert, pineapple angel cake. Now, sometimes in the summer, I like a cool, refreshing cocktail, and there's none more fitting for this menu than the national cocktail of Brazil, with a little twist, that is. Today, I'll be making for you my raspberry caipirinhas. What I love about the recipes from today's show is that they all come together very quickly with a little bit of advanced prep and some shortcuts I'm going to show you. You'll have this meal on the table just like that. We're going to start with our pineapple angel cake, and we'll actually begin with the filling. I have 1 pint of heavy whipping cream here that's cold. To that, I'm going to add 1 package of instant vanilla pudding mix. And we're going to whisk this together for about 2 minutes. Okay, now you can see that starting to come together. Now I love the flavor of pineapple and orange together, so I like to add a little orange juice to mine. And I'm going to add just about 1 tablespoon. I have a little extra there, just for added flavor. And stir that in. And I'm also going to sweeten it with some confectioner's sugar. I have about 2 tablespoons here. And with some more. Now, we're going to let our pudding mixture sit and firm up a little bit, and while we do, we're going to work on our cake. As you might have guessed, this recipe involves an angel food cake. Now, a shortcut here would be to go to the bakery department in your grocery store and buy one pre-made, and you're good to go. But when I have time, I like to bake my own. And, as you might have guessed, I did. I like to bake my own because I love the rustic look of it. What most people would use as the bottom of the cake, I'm going to use for the top. Instead of hiding it, I'm going to embrace it. Now, we're going to take a knife and cut the cake about halfway across. So now we have 2 layers. And our pudding mixture is looking great. And I'm going to take that, and to it I'm going to add the zest of 1 orange. Add also 1 can of crushed pineapple that has been drained, and make sure that it's drained very well. Then we're just going to fold that together, nice and gently. When you have that folded together, we're going to take about 3/4 of it and spread it on the bottom layer of our cake. Okay, we have our filling finished. And then we're going to take our top layer and return it to the cake, just like that. And we're going to take the rest of the filling and put it in the center of the cake. Just kind of fill that hole and have a little mound on the top. There we go. And now I'm going to take a little bit of extra powdered sugar and just sort of lightly dust our cake with it. Then I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and have it chilling until we're ready to serve it. Okay, our dessert is finished, and now it's time to make our raspberry caipirinhas. Caipirinhas are made from cachaça. Cachaça is a distilled alcoholic beverage from Brazil, and it's made from sugar cane. Now, something I enjoy doing is infusing my own alcohols. So I took some cachaça, some fresh raspberries, put them together, let them sit for 2 to 4 weeks, and voila, you have your own raspberry-infused cachaça. And the thing about doing it yourself is you get great flavor, but look at that gorgeous color that the raspberries give off.
Now, to make our caipirinha, we're going to start with 1 lime, and I'm going to take it and we're going to cut it into 8 wedges. And we're going to take the wedges and we're going to squeeze them into the metal part of our drink shaker. Okay, we have all of our limes squeezed, and to the limes I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of superfine sugar, and we're going to muddle that. Now, if you can't find superfine sugar, you can make your own. All you have to do is take regular granulated sugar, put it in your food processor, and process until it's superfine. Okay, I think that's good. We're going to take this and dump it back into our shaker, and we're going to add some ice. That's probably enough. And 1½ ounces of our raspberry cachaça. Incidentally, I have done this with blueberries too, and blueberry caipirinhas are good too. Okay, now we're just going to take that and shake. Okay, now, because we're going to chill these in the refrigerator, I'm going to strain it because I don't want the ice to dilute our cocktail. Would you look at that? Is that not gorgeous color? It's Brazil. It is Rio de Janeiro. It is Carnival in a glass. Alright, our dessert is finished, our cocktail is chilling, and now it's time to get on with the main course. The thing that takes the longest in all of this to make is the rice, because I like to use a slow cooking long grain white rice, and I have 1 cup of it here. Now, normally when you cook rice you use water, but I can't resist the urge to add another layer of flavor to this dish, so I'm going to use some chicken stock, and I've got homemade chicken stock here, about 2 cups, maybe just a little bit more. And that's the ratio when you're cooking rice, 2 to 1. You want twice as much liquid as rice. We're going to give that a little stir, and I'm going to add some salt as well, because when I make my own stock, I don't add salt. Now, if you're buying your stock, you won't want to add salt, because more than likely there will be salt added to your stock. Now I'm going to turn this on. We'll bring this to a boil, then reduce the heat, cover it, and let it simmer for 20 minutes. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to show you how to make our Brazilian chicken salad, or salpicão. Now we're going to start by working on the dressing. I've got 1½ cups of mayo, and to that I'm going to add the juice of half a lemon. Alright, got it. Then we're going to whisk that together, just like this. And that is our dressing. Now, one of the ingredients in salpicão is apple, and I have a Fuji apple here. This is good, or a Granny Smith. I like something firm and tart. Now, I like to cut it in matchsticks for this recipe. Whenever you're working with a vegetable or fruit that's rounded, you want to create a flat surface, and so I'm just going to cut off the bottom of the apple, and then you can see you have a nice sturdy apple to cut, and it's a lot safer that way. Then I'm going to take my knife and just go alongside of the core. And I'm going to take my apple and just cut it into slices, just like this. And see how much easier that works when you have a flat side to work with. Now, when you have your slices cut, then we're going to stack them up. I'll just show you this real quick. And when you stack them up, then you're going to cut them into matchsticks, like this. And you get about 4 across, maybe 3, I'm going to go 4. And see the wonderful matchsticks you get for apples? Then when you have all of your apple cut, I'm going to take the other half of lemon here, see if I can get that out, and we're going to squeeze the juice over the top of our apple, like that. And we want to coat all of the apple with it because the lemon helps prevent the apple from turning brown, and it keeps it pretty in our salad. Oops. Okay, now over here I have 4 cups of chicken that has been pre-cooked and shredded. Now to our chicken we're going to add a half cup of peas. They were frozen, they're now thawed. A half cup of celery that's been diced. And a half cup of radish. I love radish in this, the pepperiness that it adds, and that color. And I think radishes kind of get overlooked a lot. I love them. And here we have a half cup of carrot that's been julienned, 1 shallot that's been minced very fine. Get all that in there. And here I have 2 tablespoons of flat leaf parsley, finely minced. And don't forget our apple. There we go. And I find the best way to combine all of this is to just get your hands in there and toss it. Okay, when you have everything all tossed together, then we're going to add our dressing and just pour that out over the top of the salad. And we're going to salt and pepper this. Now, when I'm doing this, I like to use what might look like a generous amount of salt, but keep in mind that when I cook my chicken and make stock, I don't add salt. Now, if you're using a rotisserie chicken, you might want to go easy on the seasonings because they will have seasoned the chicken. Okay, now we're just going to combine this, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator, let it chill until we're ready to serve it. Now I'm going to show you how to make the black beans. I start with just a regular can of black beans. I'm draining them and reserving the juice. I've got a tablespoon of olive oil heating on the stove. To that I'm going to add 3/4 cup of red onion. And then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of diced red bell pepper and 1/4 cup of diced green bell pepper. And we're just going to saute that until they're nice and tender. Now after they've sauteed for about 5 or 6 minutes, we're going to add to that 1 clove of garlic, finely minced, and also a half teaspoon of fresh thyme, finely minced. And as soon as you smell the heat hit that garlic, and you'll know what I'm talking about, it's time to add your beans. It doesn't take long. And we're just going to pour our beans in, and we're going to saute that for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, after about 3 to 4 minutes, we're going to add some more ingredients. We're going to add a tablespoon of jalapeno juice. Jalapeno juice is the juice that is in the jar when you buy pickled jalapenos. Always save that. I used it in so many things. It's wonderful in this. And if you don't have it, you can substitute a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And I'm also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. And here I have some pita sauce. And I have never heard of it before dining at Cafe Bossa Nova. And I'm just going to put a teaspoon in here. And we're just going to stir that together. And then we're going to add in the rest of that juice that we reserved. And we're just going to let these sort of simmer for a little bit, which will give me just enough time to put everything together and show you how to plate this. To plate this, I'm going to start with a bed of leaf lettuce. I think that's pretty for dishes like this. I found this little bowl, which I think is about the perfect size for a serving. And I'm going to take it and fill it with the salpicao. Okay, you want to kind of press it in there, and when you do, then you just take the bowl and turn it out on top of your lettuce leaf, and you get a really pretty scoop of the salpicao. Then I'm going to take my other little dish here and put some of that rice that we made in there. Remember, we flavored it with that wonderful homemade chicken stock. And then I'm going to take some of our black beans, smoky and spicy and steaming hot, and put them on top. Just like that. Perfect. And then we'll set it on our plate. And then I'm going to take a little bit of flat leaf parsley to garnish. Maybe some in there too. It's always pretty. I'm always big on color. And then remember at Cafe Bossa Nova, they had the batata palha. That's what they called them. But when I was a kid, my mom used these all the time, and she called them shoestring potatoes or matchstick potatoes. And they put those on top of the salpicao. And I haven't had these in years. And well, what's old is new again. They're delicious on this Brazilian chicken salad. Now I'm going to clean up here, and we'll be right back to taste our wonderful Brazilian home-style fare. It's finally here. It's time to taste. I've been waiting for this all day. We're going to start with our caipirinha. I'm just going to take it and pour it over the ice. How pretty that is. Fits perfectly in the glass. And I'm going to garnish it with a little lime curl. I just took some lime zest and curled it, and I think it makes a darling little garnish, along, maybe we'll hook it on the side of the glass, and along with a fresh raspberry. Now, let's taste. Oh my gosh. Somebody play me a Bossa Nova. That is delicious. It is so refreshing. Great summer cocktail. Nice and chill. And now, the main course. Let's try that salpicao. It's hard to get some of everything in your bite because there's so many wonderful things in here. Perfectly seasoned, and that lemon really brightens it. I love the crunch from the carrot and the celery. The apple has sort of a sweet tart thing going on, which is perfect with this, and those matchstick or shoestring potatoes. I love that salty crunch. That is gourmet Brazilian chicken salad. Delicious. Those smoky, spicy black beans and rice, and they are steaming hot. And they are smoky, and they are spicy. So delicious. And those, you know, I use those a lot. Like I'll make it with fajitas or taco, any sort of Latin American cuisine they go perfect with. I love it. Now, I know you're thinking, she forgot the cake. I wouldn't forget it. Let's cut it. Get a good sized piece because it's very light. It's angel food cake. And you want to use a serrated knife, of course. And if you wanted, you could garnish your plate with, you know, a little piece of mint just because. Let's taste it. Get some of that creamy filling. Cake is nice and moist, so light. The filling sort of has that sort of tang a little bit from, or the tartness rather, from the pineapple. Subtle orange flavor. I know they call it pineapple angel cake because it's made from angel food cake, but they should call it that because it's just heavenly.
For the recipes from today's show, visit savortheflavors.tv.